What if the very thing that holds you back from achieving your dreams is not outside but within you? Yes, we're talking about fear. It's a pervasive emotion, one that has been deeply ingrained in our psyche since the dawn of humanity. Fear is a primal instinct, a survival mechanism designed to protect us from threats. It's the gut feeling that warns you of danger, the adrenaline rush that prepares your body to either fight or flee. Fear is universal, experienced by all, irrespective of age, culture, or background. It's a common thread that weaves through the tapestry of human existence. Yet fear is highly individual, varying in intensity and object from person to person. Some fears are instinctual, related to survival, like fear of dangerous animals or heights. Others are learned, influenced by individual experiences or cultural norms, such as fear of failure or rejection. But while fear can protect us, it can also paralyze us, standing as a towering, impenetrable wall between us and our aspirations. The fear of failure can prevent us from taking risks and reaching for our dreams. The fear of rejection can stop us from expressing our feelings or ideas. The fear of the unknown can keep us trapped in our comfort zones, denying us the thrill of exploration and discovery. In this sense, fear can be a double-edged sword. On one side, it's a guardian, a watchful protector steering us away from harm. On the other side, it's a barrier, a debilitating force that can hinder personal growth and success. It's a complex emotion, one that can both safeguard our survival and stifle our potential. Imagine fear as an invisible cage. Yes, it can keep dangers out, but it can also keep you in, restricting your movements, limiting your experiences, curtailing your growth. The key, then, is not to eliminate fear, but to understand it, to manage it, to use it as a tool for growth rather than a hindrance. So, fear, while a survival mechanism, can also be an invisible cage. It's up to us to decide whether we let fear confine us, or whether we use it as a stepping stone to soar towards our dreams. But what exactly is fear? How does it grip us so intensely? Let's peel back the layers to understand fear a bit better. At its core, fear is a survival mechanism, a response to perceived danger. It's not just a feeling or an emotion, it's a complex interaction of biology and psychology. When we sense a threat, our bodies kick into high gear, setting off a chain reaction designed to protect us. Imagine you're walking in the woods and suddenly, you spot a snake. Your brain's fear center, the amygdala, fires up, sending distress signals to the rest of your body. Your heart rate quickens, your breath becomes shallow, and your muscles tense up. This is your body preparing for the fight or flight response. You're ready to either confront the threat or run away from it. This process happens so quickly, so instinctively, that we often don't even realize it's happening. It's a testament to the efficiency of our survival instincts. But what happens when this system goes into overdrive? The problem arises when our fear response gets triggered too often or too intensely. When we're repeatedly exposed to fear stimuli, our brains start to overreact. We begin to associate harmless situations with danger, leading to phobias or anxiety disorders. Let's return to our snake in the woods example. If you encounter a snake once and it scares you, that's a normal fear response. However, if you start to panic every time you see a piece of rope or a garden hose, mistaking them for snakes, that's a phobia. Your brain has started to see danger where there is none. This is where fear becomes more than a survival mechanism. It becomes a hindrance, a barrier that holds us back. It stops us from living our lives fully, from exploring new experiences, from stepping out of our comfort zones. But the good news is, we can learn to manage our fears. We can learn to recognize when our fear response is going into overdrive and take steps to calm it down. It becomes clear that fear, while a part of us, can grow out of proportion if left unchecked. But remember, understanding fear is the first step towards conquering it. How does fear change our lives? How does it shape our decisions? These are questions that we often overlook, but they hold profound significance. Fear, an emotion we all experience, can profoundly influence our personal and professional lives in ways we may not even realize. Fear can be a limiting factor, a barrier, if you will. It can make us pass up opportunities that could lead to growth and self-improvement. Imagine a job offer that requires relocation. The fear of the unknown, of starting anew in a strange place, might make us decline the offer. We might choose the comfort of the familiar over the uncertainty of the new, thereby missing out on a chance for advancement. In our personal lives, fear can similarly restrict us. The fear of rejection might prevent us from expressing our feelings to someone we care about. The fear of failure might stop us from pursuing our passions. In both cases, fear is robbing us of potentially enriching experiences. But the impact of fear extends beyond missed opportunities. It can also have a tangible effect on our physical health. Living in constant fear or anxiety triggers a stress response in our bodies. Our heart rate increases, our breathing quickens, and our muscles tense up. This is our body's way of preparing for a perceived threat. But when this state of high alert is prolonged, it can lead to serious health problems like heart disease, high blood pressure, and a weakened immune system. Moreover, fear can also lead to mental health issues like anxiety and depression. It can trap us in a cycle of negative thinking, where we are constantly anticipating the worst. This can sap our joy and make it difficult to enjoy life. So fear, while a natural emotion, can have far-reaching effects on our lives. It can limit our opportunities, stifle our growth, and even affect our health. It's clear that fear doesn't just trap our minds, it can also have a detrimental impact on our bodies. But what if we could break free from this invisible cage? Imagine a world where fear no longer holds you back. A world where you're free to dream, explore, and achieve anything you set your mind to. This world isn't as far away as it might seem. The key to unlocking it lies in overcoming fear, a task that, while not easy, is entirely possible. Firstly, we need to understand that fear is a natural and necessary part of life. It's a primal instinct, a survival mechanism that has served us well throughout history. Fear alerts us to potential danger, urging us to proceed with caution or avoid certain situations altogether. However, when fear becomes overwhelming, it can transform from a protective shield into a stifling barrier. It can limit our potential, prevent us from taking risks, and hinder our personal growth. This is when it's crucial to acknowledge the power fear holds over us. Recognition is the first step towards overcoming fear. Once we acknowledge our fears, we can begin to understand them. What triggers them? How do they manifest? Understanding our fears allows us to strip them of their power, to see them for what they truly are, a natural reaction to perceived danger, not an insurmountable obstacle. But understanding fear is only the beginning. Overcoming fear often requires professional help, such as therapy. Therapists can provide valuable tools and techniques to help manage and control fear. Cognitive behavioral therapy, for example, is a common method used to treat phobias and anxiety disorders. It involves changing thought patterns that lead to fear and anxiety. Support groups can also play a vital role in conquering fear. Sharing experiences and coping strategies with others who are facing similar challenges can provide a sense of community and camaraderie, making the journey less daunting. Remember, it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to admit that you're afraid. Overcoming fear isn't about never being scared, it's about not letting fear control your life. The journey to conquer fear begins with understanding it. But understanding is just the first step. What comes next? Well, it's time to take action. Conquering fear involves a series of practical steps. It's not about making giant leaps, but about taking small, manageable strides that can lead you to a life less controlled by fear. Think of it this way. If you have a fear of heights, you don't start by jumping out of an airplane. You start by perhaps standing on a chair, then maybe going up a small ladder, and so on. This is what we call gradual exposure, a method that allows you to face your fear in a controlled, safe manner. But how do we make this journey less daunting? The answer lies in setting small, achievable goals. These goals serve as milestones on your journey to conquer fear. They're like breadcrumbs leading you out of the forest of fear, and the beauty of small goals is that they're manageable. You can conquer one and then move on to the next, gaining confidence with each step. But let's not forget the role of positive reinforcement. It's crucial to celebrate every victory, no matter how small. Each time you achieve a goal, give yourself a pat on the back. Treat yourself to something nice. This reinforces the positive behavior and encourages you to keep going. Now, patience and persistence are your best friends on this journey. Remember, Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither will your fear be conquered overnight. There will be setbacks, there will be days when you feel like giving up, but it's important to keep going. Persistence is key. And finally, don't be too hard on yourself. Remember, it's okay to be afraid. Fear is a part of being human. It's not about eliminating fear completely, but about learning to manage it, to not let it control your life. Remember, conquering fear is not an overnight process, but a journey. And every journey begins with a single step.
If you have found this video helpful, please give it the thumbs up and remember to subscribe to this channel. Thanks for watching and feel free to leave a comment below.